Hello students, welcome back to our YouTube channel Learning with Smita ma'am. Today we are starting a very funny and light-hearted lesson from your class 8 standard English textbook. But before we start, let me ask you, have you ever slept on a wet floor or a banana peel? How did you feel? Embarrassed. The answer may be different of all students. But now let's meet someone who faces this situation almost every day. And her name is Miss Slippery. Actually, Miss Slippery is not her real name. It's her nickname. In this story, we will learn about her. The story of a lonely girl who is teased by classmates in school because of she is upset and unnerved due to the certain problems at home. She is unable to do any task well. The story tells us what happens in the next in her life. Do you interested to learn? Okay then, start. We will read. So students, today we are going to read and understand part 1 of the lesson Miss Slippery from your 8th standard English textbook. It's a humorous and emotional story about a girl named Siley and her experiences with a strict teacher. Let's begin with the first part. Read the passage together and then understand its meaning, difficult words, and a few questions. I got ready and went to school. In the first period, our class teacher who taught us English told us to take out our composition notebooks. I took out the mathematics notebook by mistake. I replaced it quickly, but the teacher perhaps had kept her gaze fixed on me. She shouted, "Come here with your book, Siley." I obeyed her, but her angry looks made my legs tremble. And when I reached her chair, the notebook fell on her feet. Some girls laughed loudly. The teacher thought that I had dropped the notebook on purpose. She stared at me with an all devouring look. "Go and stand near your seat," she yelled. I kept standing, punished for the whole period. Now let's understand the paragraph. The girl mentioned in this paragraph is Siley. She begins her day like any student, means ready for school, expecting a normal class. When she goes in the school, in the first class, that is English, the teacher asks all students to take out their composition notebooks, writing books for essay and writing task. Composition notebook means notebook used for writing compositions or essays. Okay? Then Siley accidentally pulled out the wrong notebook, her maths notebook, instead of the English one. By mistake means accidentally. Okay, by mistake means accidentally. So, have you ever brought the wrong book to the class? What happened that time? So, tell me in comment. After that, Siley realized her mistake and tried to correct it quietly, but the teacher had already seen her. Now, in this line, there is a new word introduced to you, that is gaze. Now, what is the meaning of gaze? Gaze means a strong, steady look, means sharp stare. Kept her gaze fixed, means kept watching her without saying anything. Okay. So the teacher calls Siley in an angry voice, asking her to come forward with her notebook. What would you feel if a strict teacher called you in front of the class? But that is the teacher's order. So Siley followed the teacher's order. But she was very scared. Her legs were shaking. Shaking means tremble. Trembles means to shake slightly because of fear or nervousness. Okay. So she was so nervous that the notebook slipped and fell right on the teacher's feet. Do you think Siley dropped the notebook on purpose? No, na? Okay. Some classmates laugh at what happened, which probably made Siley feel more embarrassed. Then the teacher misunderstood Siley's actions and thought it was intentional, done on purpose. So the teacher gave her a very angry, almost a frightening look. All devouring look. All devouring look means a scary, angry stare, as if she was going to shout or punish severely. Have you ever seen someone give an all devouring look in your real life? Maybe yes, na? Sometimes we seen. The teacher shouted again and asked Siley to stand as punish. Yelled. Yelled means shouted loudly in anger. Okay. And Siley was not allowed to sit and had to stand for the entire class. What do you think, students? Was this punishment fair? What would you have done if you were the teacher? Have you give this punishment to the Siley? Think on it. So in this passage, we will learn so many new words. First one is gaze. Gaze means a strong, steady stare. Tremble. Tremble means to shake with fear or nervousness. Third one, all devouring look, or frightening or very angry stare. Replace. Replace means change or corrected quickly. And aid means shouted in anger. Understood these words? So now there are some questions for you. Look at these questions and find out the answers from your passage. First question is, why did Siley feel nervous in the classroom? The second question is, what mistakes did she make in the first period? The third question is, what misunderstanding happened with the teacher? Fourth one, what does all devouring look means? And the fifth one, how would you feel if you were punished like Siley? Okay, in the last part we saw how small mistake by Siley led to an embarrassing moment in English class. Now let's move forward and see what happened next in her day. Let's read the next passage together, understand its meaning, learn new words and answer a few questions at the end. The next was history class. And my favorite subject, the teacher had asked us to memorize the causes and effects of the Battle of Panipat. I was well prepared. She began testing all of us, one by one. When my turn came, I went blank. The teacher gave me a stern stare, while I stood there still, with my head hanging down in shame. Mama and Papa continued their never-ending tiffs. Papa used every opportunity to express his annoyance. Mama, on her part, did not allow any such occasion to slip without turning it into vociferous quarrel. The quarrel was between the two, but the punishment inevitably descended on a third one, that is me, at school. Wherever and whenever I heard raised voices, I felt as if Mama and Papa were quarreling. Sometimes, even in the midst of silence, Mama's screams came piercing through my ears. And whenever I heard Mama's high pitch, else my legs quivered. In the last passage, we saw that Siley was punished by being made to stand for the entire class period. Now Siley was now looking forward to history class, which she loved. In this class, the class teacher had been told to prepare a topic. Siley had studied and was confident. In this line, there is a new word introduced, that is memorize. Memorize means to learn something by heart. And causes and effects. Causes and effects means reasons Causes means reasons and effects means results of an event. So the history teacher started asking questions to students individually. Siley was so nervous or disturbed by the morning incident that she forgot everything. There is a new word that is went blank. Okay, so went blank means could not remember anything. Siley told that na when my turn came, I went blank. I went blank means she could not remember anything. Students, have you ever forgotten your answers because of nervousness? Yes, of course. We feel nervous when we forget the answer. Now, when the teacher gave Siley a stern stare, that means the teacher was not happy. She looked at Siley strictly. Stern means what? Stern means strict or serious. Siley was frozen in shame and disappointment. She couldn't say a word. I stood there still. What is the meaning of stiff and still? Unable to move, and my head hanging down in shame. Hanging head in shame means feeling very embarrassed. Then next line is Mama and Papa continue their never-ending tips. That means at home her parents were always arguing. Tips means what? Small arguments or small fights. Okay, so her mama and papa were always arguing at home. Okay, and her father kept showing that he was angry or irritated. So, students, what do you do when people around you are constantly arguing? How does it make you feel? Think on that question. Okay. So, what did Siley tell us? Siley is talking about her parents. They often fight loudly. Even when it's quiet, she can almost hear her mother screaming because she is so used to it. Now, in this passage, there is a word quarreling. Quarreling means fighting or arguing. The second new word is piercing. Piercing means very sharp and loud. Then the next word is quivered. Quivered means shook out of fear. Okay. So in this passage we will look new words. First one is all devouring look, went blank, stern, tips, annoyance. Okay. And the next one is quarreling, piercing, quivered. Okay. So you have to read the meanings and learn the meanings. Now students, we saw in the previous passages that how Siley faced embarrassment at school and her fear only grew stronger. Now in the third passage, we get a deeper look into Siley's home life and how it affects her behavior in school. So let's read the passage together and then understand it in a simple words with meanings and question. Now third passage. One day I was coming down the school stairs. Somebody from the top gave a frantic scream. I fell and came tumbling down about 7 steps. My elbows and knees were badly bruised. My new frock was torn at the seams. When I reached home, Mama shouted, I'm sick of you. When will you stop making me pay through my nose for such extravagant losses? Mother seized me by the arm, gave me a good jerk, and seated me on the bed. She fetched an antiseptic lotion and applied it to my elbow and knees, but did not hug me. Within me lingered the yearning that she would hold me and console me. Even if she had given me just a sympathetic pat, my smarting limbs would have been soothed. Now we read the passage. Now let's understand the passage. Okay, line by line. So, in the first line, what did she say? Siley is talking about her parents. They often fight loudly. Even when it's quiet, she can almost hear her mother screaming because she is so used to it. Okay, after that, while using the stairs, someone screamed and Siley got scared. She fell down and got badly hurt. In this line, there are three new words. First one is frantic. Frantic means full of panic or full of fear. Second one is bruise. Bruise means injured with marks or pain. The third one is seams. Seams means the stitches or joining lines in clothes. Okay, the stitches or joining line in clothes. After that, instead of showing concern, her mother scolded her about money and being a burden. Okay, now in this line, there are two new words. First one is extravagant. Extravagant means too costly. And the second one is pay through the nose. This is a phrase. Pay through the nose means to pay too much. Okay. Students, what do you think? Should parents show anger or comfort when their child is hurt? Should parents show anger or comfort when their child is hurt? What is your opinion? Yeah, correctly. Depends on parents. Okay. So her mother helped her with medicine but did it roughly. There was no love or affection in her actions. Okay. Now in these lines there are also two words, new two words. First one is says. Says means grab strongly, and second one is antiseptic. You know that antiseptic means medicine for wounds. Actually, Siley wished her mother would hug her, show affection, or say something kind, but she didn't. Siley longed for even a small gesture like a pat to make her feel better. Now look at the lines. There is a word lingered. Lingered means stay or remain. Then second word is earning. Earning means strong emotional desire. Third one is console, means to comfort someone. Then next new word is smarting. Smarting means hurting. And the last one is soothe. Soothe means comforted or relieve. Looking all these situations, students, what do you think? Siley was hurt more physically or emotionally? So now there are some questions for you. Look at these questions and find out the answers from the passage. Let's see who is truly understanding the story. Okay, comments your answer below. So students, today we learn the incidents of Siley's life. It's sad to see how Siley has to deal with problems at home and school. No wonder she feels so alone. But the story is not over yet. In the next part, we will see how her classmates treat her and how Siley earns the nickname Miss Slippery. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more meaningful and helpful English lessons. See you soon.